Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, for the first time ever, it is that time, right about that time, for your favorite Pokemon challenge and mine. This is a randomizer Nuzlocke, and my name is Sebastian Todd the Third. You may call me ST3. Thank you, everyone, for watching this first ever episode of anything, first ever video on YouTube by your boy ST3. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out. So let me tell you a little bit here while we get started what we're going to do today, what this is all about, what we're talking about, what's going on, what's the hubbub bub. We are doing a randomizer Nuzlocke of Pokemon Heart Gold. So for those of you who are Pokemon fans who found this video on YouTube, how? How did you find the first ever video that I am making here? And second, you know the deal. You know about a Nuzlocke. You know what we're about to do. For those of you who are friends of mine, who have come to hang out, see what I'm doing, support me because you love me, I appreciate you, not just for doing this, but everything you do in my life. I hope you know that. But second, let me explain it to you because I know a lot of my friends, my family members, know a little bit about Pokemon, but don't know a lot. So what a randomizer is we've used the universal randomizer to randomize everything. Our starters will be different, so it probably won't be Totodile, Cyndaquil, and Chikorita. Almost blanked there for a minute. It should be 3 totally different Pokemon. Should have random abilities. We'll check that as soon as we get our starter. All of the encounters we have are going to be random. The gyms, every trainer, so youngster Joey probably won't have a Rattata. He might not even be youngster Joey in this game. Faulkner might not be a bird type. So we are gonna kind of see here as we go along what we get. And Nuzlocke. There are 3 key rules in a Nuzlocke. Number 1, in every area that you encounter wild Pokemon, you can only get the first Pokemon that you encounter. So if you kill it, if it runs away, if it roars, if it explodes, and you don't catch it, you get no Pokemon for that encounter, for that route. You can re-encounter if you already have either that Pokemon or another Pokemon with its evolutionary line. So, for example, if you already have a Squirtle and you encounter a Blastoise, or vice versa, you can re-encounter until you find something that you don't have. But once you find that brand new to your team Pokemon, you have to catch it, or you get no Pokemon in that route. So that's part 1. Have to catch the first encounter. Part 2. Have to nickname your Pokemon. This is about building a bond with your Pokemon. That's what this channel is going to be all about. It's just vibing, hanging out, chilling, building a bond with you guys, and vice versa, you guys and gals. And that's really the point of the Nuzlocke. Be attached to these Pokemon. Make it harder to lose them. Because the third rule, if you lose a Pokemon, you lose a Pokemon. If they die in battle, if they die to an encounter, that's it. You got no Pokemon. That Pokemon is done for the entirety of the playthrough. So we're not really here about the game specifics. We're not going to read dialogue for the most part, but there is one little interesting side note that I am going to bring up here on this beginning. Professor Elm reads his email, and I love this part. It's probably another Pokemon egg. He's so nonchalant about this right now, because in a few minutes when we bring him back the egg, he's going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's a Pokemon egg. So I'll point some of those weird things out where I've noticed them. There's not many. But all right, our first Pokeball. So, our Pokemon. So this is not Nuzlocke in terms of we get the first one we encounter. We get to choose between these 3 what we're going to start with. And down the road, my intent is hopefully we can do like an episode 0 where we get to this screen, we talk for a little bit more than 4.5, 5 minutes, whatever we're at right now, and you choose the Pokemon, and then I go from there on part 1. But obviously, this is the first ever video we're making. We have to start somewhere, so I'm going to pick the Pokemon that we're going to do. And to start, I'm going to go to the left because both my mother and my grandfather are left-handed. So pay a little homage to them, going left to see what our first Pokemon is. And this is kind of monumental. This is the first ever randomizer Nuzlocke that I'm doing. It's the first ever video that I'm doing on YouTube. So let's see if we can get some power in this. I've completely randomized it. There is nothing. I did not hack in any Pokemon. I promise you this randomized. Let's see what we get. And Bulbasaur. Hey, not a legend, but one of the OG starters. We would take a Bulbasaur happily. That is a great encounter. Number 2, let's see what we got. We'll go left again. Rhyhorn. Not as good as Bulbasaur, but not bad. If we find the Protector, right, become a Rhyperior. Decent rock and ground. Not a bad mon, but we're leading Bulbasaur, right? And the third and final, we'll go left one more time. Weavile. Weavile is a great Pokemon. Moveset in this game isn't great. We would need some TMs. Quad weak to fighting. But not a bad Pokemon, but we gotta go with the OG, right? We gotta go with the Bulbasaur OG starter. Gotta do it. Gotta do it, right? We have to. Not mad about this at all. So, Bulbasaur. I've got set in stone nicknames for a lot of Pokemon. Not everyone, but a lot of them. For this, I often name my Bulbasaurs Venus, short for Venusaur that it grows into later. The goal of this channel, as I said, is to vibe and hang out. But as we grow the channel, as we all become friends, love to name some of these Pokemon after you. Name like your favorite Pokemon after you. So, maybe evolve that as we move along. Pun intended. But we will name our Venus, as I usually do, and we will move on with the gameplay. So, like I said, we're not really focused on the gameplay in this. It's really about chilling, vibing, hanging out, playing Pokemon. But let me tell you, as we go talk to Mom, we get the phone and all that. Hey, what you'll see here in a moment, we're going to get the phone from Mom, and then Professor Elm's going to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't give you my phone number. And then we're going to go get the fast shoes. And the dude who gives you the fast shoes is like, oh my gosh, I almost forgot to give you my phone number. And I just think it's weird that in the first 5 minutes of the game, there are 2 different characters who both forget to give you their phone number. Anyway, while we do these little chores and we go, the Nuzlocke does not start until we get Pokeballs. So if between now and when we get back to the lab, if we, heaven forbid, lose our Bulbasaur in a battle, we don't lose the Nuzlocke. It's not over. We continue on. Once we get the Pokeballs, that is when the Nuzlocke starts. And I will say, too, while I always challenge myself to keep my starter alive for the entire play through here, the entire run, heaven forbid if we were to lose a Bulbasaur later on in this series, not the end of the lock. It'll be sad, but not the end of the lock. So while we're just doing this, why HeartGold? Why start the channel off with a HeartGold randomizer? Why not start with a red or a blue? Why not do Gen 9? What's the thought process here? First encounter, Credilli. Not a bad encounter if this ends up being what we run into later. Is a grass typing as well, but bulky, decent mon. Let's check out our moveset. Tackle and Growl, so we're not going to go after a rock Pokemon right now. We don't want to train up too much before we get Pokeballs anyway, because we want to be able to not kill the encounters that we run into. We want to catch them. Effect Spore. Contact may paralyze, poison, or cause sleep. I am 99% sure that is not Bulbasaur's normal ability. So that means that the randomizer worked, which is always a good thing. Let's just double check real quick. So let's see. Bulbasaur typically for abilities. Overgrow or Chlorophyll. So, yes, we do have random. Effect Spore is phenomenal, though. It will change as our Bulbasaur evolves, but that is okay. So, HeartGold. I'm old in terms of PokeTubers. All the PokeTubers I watch seem to be younger than me, and so while Pokemon hasn't been a part of my life for my entire life, since Pokemon came out, it has been a part of my life. And so the first games I played were Red and Blue. But I didn't own my own device back then, so I only played them on friends' devices, hanging out with friends that were nice enough to let me play with their save files. So my first ever game that I actually owned, my first ever Game Boy that my stepdad got for me, the first Pokemon game was Gold. Sorry, just Gold, Gen 2. And so while I know Gen 2 has its flaws, um, like leveling and some weak Pokemon that were introduced, it will always hold a special place in my heart because it was the first game that I owned. And so I want to do something with a little nostalgia like that to have for the first video. A Hitmonchan with Snow Warning, not an ideal ability for a Hitmonchan, so we'll have to keep that in mind going forward. Um, but yeah, so I want something with a little nostalgia. I love Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I think the Gen 4 remakes of the Gen 2 games really nailed it. They could have fixed the leveling issues, especially when you get to Kanto later on. Um, but I still love the game. Having the ability to randomize to um, and get different Gen 4 mons. I just love this game and the way it's set up. And I've played this game probably the most of any that I've any games that exist. Um, so while this is my first video, my first randomizer Nuzlocke on YouTube here, far from my first one ever, and I definitely have lost my fair share. So just beware. I'm not perfect. I just enjoy playing. Um, So yeah, so I went with Heart Gold for the nostalgia factor of Gen 2 with the Gen 4 additions, just a little bit cleaner than playing Pokemon Gold. I think it'd be a little bit more fun to start with. So here we go. And just so you know, I've got the time right now to kind of invest in trying this. And so while I'm brand new to all of this, I've never really recorded videos or edited videos or graphic design or anything like that. My hope is to try to get into a schedule where we're uploading a video at least early on daily, at least through this series. And then maybe as we figure some things out and get better at some things, maybe stream some live playing, a couple hours at a time. Because there's no downside to me. There's no downside to doing this. I mean, worst case scenario, it's just me playing Pokemon and talking to myself, um, which is nothing new on either front. So we'll take it. The best case scenario, right? We build a little community out of this of people who enjoy watching Pokemon, talking about Pokemon, and talking about other things. It doesn't have to be just Pokemon. So um, if if you don't mind hitting that like button, if you don't mind subscribing, it'd be awesome because it's only going to make me better. Uh, and if you don't like the video, that's fine too. Let me know in the comments below. Give me some constructive criticism. Just keep in mind, this is the first time I'm doing this. So I'm not going to be good at it yet. Any help you can provide is greatly appreciated. Interesting that a Bulbasaur cannot escape an Anorith who is paralyzed. I do want to grind up a little bit. I usually try to keep my grinding before the rival battle to like 6, 7, so that when we actually go to catch mons, we're not over leveled. I don't want to kill the encounters that we get. I want to give ourselves a chance to catch them. That said, we've run into a lot of rock type Pokemon when they have tackle, so did not anticipate Vespiquen already having Gust. Nuzlocke hasn't started, so I'm not really concerned about losing Bulbasaur, but would like a little bit something a little easier to train on here. Again, rock type, so that just makes it more difficult, especially being a little weak. We're gonna wait. It's all right. We got time. There's no point to me in ever giving something an Everstone. Um, I am just gonna sell that when we get to it because I want money for Pokeballs. Can't catch Pokemon if you don't have Pokeballs. Can't build a team if you don't catch Pokemon. It's pretty simple. That's pretty easy understanding. And I'll say this too. So I'll give you some of my philosophies. I'll give you some ideas that I have and why I do things that I do. Um, and I don't know if I pronounced them right, but early on, especially, I do collect the apricorns. Apricorns. I do collect them because they give you a couple of extra Pokeballs for free. You just gotta collect them and go to Kurt. But especially for the friend balls early on, knowing that there are several Pokemon in this game that only evolve with friendship. And so having that friend ball is just going to expedite that if we can catch them in a friend ball first and foremost. And the big one for me is Munchlax. If you can get like a Snorlax on the team, that would be phenomenal. This would be a really good encounter to get later. Good typing. And has Drizzle. So Thunder down the road with Drizzle. Can't miss. Uh, yeah, that would be great. Can't evolve it without finding the electrolyzer or whatever that's called, but not a bad mon in itself with a good ability. That's pretty exciting. Hopefully, when we get back here to this route, Electabuzz with Drizzle is our encounter. But for the time being, we are going to see how much damage a Quick Attack does, and if this is worth having just used a potion. Because I'm going to try to get some experience here. Leer is not ideal, because that's going to weaken our defense. We don't want to be weak defensively, especially with Quick Attack. I'm not too worried. Like I said, the Nuzlocke has not begun. We resist Thundershock even in the rain, so I'm not worried about that at all. And it's special. I am worried about a Quick Attack, especially now 2 Leers in. There is the Quick Attack. Do we live? Oh, we eat that. Okay, we're fine. The effect spore has not popped off yet. We're going to use another potion because I want this experience here. I don't. One of my philosophies with potions is there's very rarely ever a time where you're that far away from a Pokemon Center or somebody that can heal you up. So I like to have them on hand, but they're not as vital as some other items to have, especially later on. Um, so I would ideally not like to use the 5 4-year ones we get right here. 89 experience points for that. Definitely worth it to me. That's wonderful. Right there. If we can get maybe one more encounter that we can, take on right now, train up a little bit. The professor heals us for free. Baltimore. Because I'm hoping by level 7 we have a stab move. That would be phenomenal. I think we do learn something, 7 or 8 on Bulbasaur here. I mean, hard's not ideal. It's going to make this do nothing. It's going to take us a little bit longer. Or we'll get a crit and that will speed things up a little. This is super effective. We're higher level. If he wasn't solo, I'd be more concerned. I might have run from that. But I think that should be enough to bump us up to level 7. Nice. I think we get another move. We do Leech Seed, which will heal us even better. All right. So that worked out perfect. 2 good little encounters there. Baltoy wouldn't be bad either. Ground type, Psychic type. Doesn't, well, probably won't have Levitate like it does. So make it a little bit. That's really effective if it doesn't have Levitate. But so I think we were talking about Pokeballs before. They like the buzz with Drizzle, which would be phenomenal to have on the team. And like I said, just I like the idea of the friend balls with the apricorns. And there's some other things you'll see in a moment. Another one that I do that a lot of the Poketubers I watch don't really focus on, which I understand their reasoning. But I have my own reasons for why I do them. And I'm not a Poketuber yet. This is the first video on this channel. So we'll see. Drink your water, for those of you who need a reminder. And recycle the bottles, which we do here as well. Um, so the idea for these, like I said, I've got the time right now. I want to put in the grinding. I want to, if I can figure out actually how to, once we've done recording this, make it presentable to put on YouTube. I'd like to, have these set up and put them out, daily, at least for the time being. And then maybe as, things get better and stuff, we might take a little more time between and fix them up. But so the idea is maybe keep them 30, 45 minutes And then, so in this one, we're already around the 20-minute mark. Hopefully, we can go get some encounters today. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 encounters before we even get to the next town. If we can maybe get through all of those. Whoops, I want to hit run here. That would be kind of an ideal first start. And then maybe do some grinding between episodes. Don't need to make you all kind of sit through all that. And then in the next episode, there's the 3 eggs that we can get. So we can hook those up. And then take on Sprout Tower. Maybe we can take on the Gem. That would be a good little episode right there. A couple more encounters you can get to, including Sprout Tower and Ruins of Elf and all that. So we're healed up. We've run from every encounter since. We will take on our rival here and see what this. I mean, Rhyhorn would be nice long term because we're going to get some grass moves. We don't have them now, so it would be a longer battle. Leech is going to help with that. So, yeah, Rhyhorn. I don't ever know left or right which way it's going to go on the randomizers, like what the rival's going to have compared to us. So, I just knew that this would be the one of the 3 options, or the 2 options rival has that wouldn't be ideal early, but long term it's all right. We'll take it. There's going to be a lot of growl or a lot of tackling and leech sheet, and hopefully the leech sheet does more damage. That does a lot of damage. Again, though, the Nuzlocke has not started, does not start until we get the Pokeballs in a little bit here. So, if and when we lose Bulbasaur to this Rhyhorn, it will not be the end of the lock. And yeah, I am going to try to stall this Mon out a little bit, get some growls in there, weaken the attack. Hope that we can get some good chip here from the Leech Seed. We will use the potions if we have to. I don't want to lose my Bulbasaur, no matter whether the Nuzlocke is started or not. It's still doing 4 damage to us, so that's not ideal. It would have been phenomenal if X4 had gotten a poison right there and really chip away even more, but that's okay. It's done 4 consistently. A crit would probably kill us. We'll try to growl it again, see if we can get it down lower. I'd love for its attack to only be doing 1 or 2. Paralysis, beautiful. Gives us a free turn of getting a couple of levels up. I think crit does not kill now. If we can figure out how to win this battle without using potions too, even better. But back-to-back paralysis, we will take that. This isn't going to do much, but we need to chip away. Here's the horn attack. Let's see with all the growls. 2 damage. We like them. Because that now means that every horn attack is offset immediately by the Leech Seed. I think we got this in the bag. 3 damage there. We're still okay. We'll run to heal right after this. We should kill in this series of turns here the Leech Seed to take it down. So barring some ridiculous crit. Look at the ridiculous crit. We were so close. That's okay. Like I said, this is not the end of the lock. It is before we have the Pokeball, so no Nuzlocke has started yet. It's disappointing. Could have done a lot of things differently. We had the potions in the bag, but he was only doing 2 to 3 damage there. For the crit to take out all, I think we had like 11 health points. Unforeseen. Pretty sure it just seals our Bulbasaur anyway. So, yeah. Good start. Welcome to the channel. We're going to lose our first battle. Yeah, we're healed back up. So, all right, not ideal. But, like I said, long term, we've got moves. We can take down the Rhyhorn. Long term, let's go get this Apricorn. All right. And let's go get some Pokeballs. Let's really get this underway here. we are about 25 minutes into this first episode. Like I said, we want to keep them 30, 45, somewhere in that range, um, and keep them entertaining. So avoid as much of this grass as we can just to save some time. We were so close to you on that right horn. It's all right. It's all good. All right. So I would be lying to you all if I said I was not apprehensive about doing this, because I know there's a lot of my friends who don't care about Pokemon, who think it's weird I watch people play Pokemon. Um, I'm sure there'll be some ribbing. I'm sure I'll look like a fool. I don't know what I'm doing. So we're renaming a rival fear because, like I said earlier, there's no downside to doing this right now. Worst case scenario, I'm playing Pokemon and talking to myself. Best case scenario, people watch, enjoy, have fun, we build a community, something comes of it, whatever that might be. But there's no downside. So we're conquering our fear. I don't have to know what I'm doing to have fun. And I hope you guys, and girls and gals, and however you identify, whatever pronouns or just things you use, I hope. Um, I say things. I'm trying to think of what the name of the guys, gals, what that falls under, and I'm blanking. But whoever you are, whatever you do, I hope you have fun with it. As long as you're not hurting anybody, have fun. Um, that's all we're here to do. Have fun. So here's one of the things that I do that a lot of the PokeTubers I watch don't do. I'm gonna ask mom to save me some money, and here's why: the items are randomized, so we don't know what we're gonna pick up, and there are a handful of Pokemon out there that evolve with a particular item that our mom is gonna buy for us, called the Moonstone. So while it's gonna suck to not have all that money up front in the beginning, especially when you're trying to buy potions and Pokeballs and Great Balls, Ultra Balls, etc., we can always go back to mom and withdraw that money. So it's not like it's lost to us. But I can't guarantee I'm gonna get a Moonstone out in the wild. I can guarantee that mom's gonna buy one for us, and that's gonna help us a ton if we run into one of the Nidos like Nidorina, Nidoran, Nidorino, get them up to a Nidoking, Nidoqueen. Um, some of those Pokemon that a friend ball will help with, like an Igglybuff or a Cleffa, they're final evolutions you can't get without a Moonstone. So, um, guaranteed Moonstone if you talk to mom. Let her save the money. I'm all about that. Here we're going to go through the tutorial. We're going to get our Pokeballs, and once we get through this, our Nuzlocke starts officially. So if we lose Bulbasaur again, then we're really gone. We'll get some extra Pokemon. Like I said, our goal for today is just a handful of encounters. Um, I'll train up between episodes. I'll try to get this episode up for you. Maybe even today. I won't say what today is just in case I don't. You won't know. I'll know. But try to get this episode up so that you guys can see it and we can start this YouTube adventure together. So let's get some Pokeballs. And then drink the water while we're having Lyra show us how to catch Pokemon, as if we don't know how to catch Pokemon. Having Bulbasaur no Leechy too. Let's wait and see what we get. A Sceptile. Or Grovyle. I was going to say a future Sceptile. Having Bulbasaur with Leech Seed helps weaken them down, but it puts you on a timer. That doesn't matter with a Grovyle because you can't Leech Seed a Grass type. So we're going to miss our Tackle. That's nice. So I kind of have an idea in my mind of how many Pokeballs I'm willing to use on each encounter. Depending on the encounter, where we're at, how many Pokeballs we have, it changes a little bit. It's not like a scientific thing. It's just in my head. I kind of go into it. All right. For this first encounter here, especially since it's a Grovyle, good mon, we'll use all five. I'll throw all five Pokeballs at this. I was hopeful that would give him just enough that we can maybe hit it again with Tackle. I don't think we can. I don't want to kill it either. I don't really want to run two grass types, but having two grass types, especially two starters, are definitely worth it. If he absorbs one more time, I'm going to Tackle. There we go. Cool. It is interesting that Absorb will affect a grass type, but Leech Seed doesn't. Well, this did not go well for me because if this Tackle leaves him, yeah, like that, then the poison will come. would have been nice if the poison had happened on, say, the tackle at the beginning. Again, would have been on the clock for the catch, but it would have made it easier. But that is how the cookie crumbles, and that's again a Nuzlocke, right? So we don't get another shot just because Grovile came back up. It's over. No Grovile, no encounter for this route. Um, we continue to rock out with the Bulbasaur only. Such is life. My hope is to get through this grass here without too many more encounters, just so I can go get some more Pokeballs. And we can go, here we go. Go get our next encounter. We'll heal up, we'll get some Pokeballs. We got at least 2 more encounters we can definitely get here today, depending on how long those encounters take. We'll try to get 2 more. And then we will wrap up, like I said, this episode. Get you another one for tomorrow. So whenever this goes up, whenever I actually figure out how to upload this and make it look pretty and all that stuff, there will be another episode tomorrow. Because if I figured out this one, I can make another. Once we get one under our belt, we are cooking. That's all we need. Figure out how to do it once. We can duplicate it, and then we can bank a couple episodes and figure out how to make it better. I know there are going to be some people. How can you sell all these things right now? And the answer to me is simple: Pokeballs. I'm all about. No, I don't think we had anything else to sell. Yeah. If we run into a mon that evolves with a Thunderstone, that's really what? Raichu, Jolteon. Yeah, it would suck not to have them, but there are other evolutions. There are better electric types. We have a grass type anyway. Um, I want to catch Pokemon. I don't really need a bunch of these around, and I'd rather have Pokeballs, but I will pick up a couple of these just so we have them. Typically, I would buy my Pokeballs in factors of 10 because every 10 that when you buy it, 10, 10, 10, you get the Premier Ball. This isn't like newer gens where if you buy 20, you get 2, 30, you get 3. But since we can't make an even number of 10, we'll just buy all 18 right now. And we'll go get some more encounters and see if we can't build a little bit of a team here around Bulbasaur, aka Venus, our starter. And again, this is the same route, so this doesn't count for those of you who are not Nuzlocke people. It's pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy. Um, you'll get the hang of it. And the first couple episodes, really episodes 1, 2, and 3, are going to be very encounter heavy. I mean, here we're getting off the bat. We've had 1 encounter. We'll get at least 2 more, maybe 4 more in this episode. And then there's a handful that we can get in episode 2, including the eggs. Episode 3, we'll get the rod. We'll get some even more. So we're going to build a team. I have no doubt we're going to get a good team around Bulbasaur here. This is interesting. I like Dugong. I know some people sleep on Dugong. Ice type, water type, not a bad thing. Technically, we're super effective against it once we get a grass type move. But its ice type moves are super effective on us. So we gotta be careful. We don't want to lose Bulbasaur because if we lose Bulbasaur now, then it's done. If we lose Bulbasaur now, this episode goes up because we're still going to run it. We're over 30 minutes. We're okay with that. And episode 2 tomorrow will be a brand new randomizer. We'll start from scratch. We'll do this all over again. You guys don't want that. I don't want that. So we will tackle. We will catch this. We will not lose Venus Venus, our Bulbasaur here. Signal Beam. I think that's neutral because of our poison typing. It is. So we will just chip away. My thought is as long as you don't get a crit, another Leech Seed, should be sitting all right. Throw a couple Pokeballs, let the Leech Seed do its thing. And if we lose the Dugong, we lose the Dugong. But it should be a fairly catchable Mon. It's just a matter of can we catch it before the Leech Seed kills it. And triple jiggle. We were so close. I thought right there. Hey, first ball. It's okay. Each time it doesn't move to us right now, we're going to get that life back. I know we said that with a Rhyhorn too, right? It's going to do a little bit more damage to it. We can do this. I have faith. Boom. 2 balls in. Dugong. A party of 2. What is up? So, I like Dugong. My favorite part about Dugong is the nickname that I always give my Dugongs or my seals. This is relatively new. This is not what I used to give it growing up because a lot of them have just carried over, like Venus. Um, but several years ago, one of the bands that I really like, one of the artists that I enjoy listening to his music, Rob Zombie, came out with a song called "Ging Gang Gong Da Dugong Da Laga Raga." And I know that's a mouthful, and there's no way that would fit. But because of Dugong and Ging Gang Gong, I named this zombie after Rob Zombie, of course, or Zombie if you can't spell. And if you can't, no worries. That's what Google's for. So we got Zombie on the team now. Let us, before we forget, let's go check the ability of our new Dugong. See if we get something broken. That's not bad. It's not great because we are weak to electric, being water. He did have Icy Wind too, so we got really lucky he did not go for Icy Wind. So we don't really want to take an electric type attack if we can help it. But if we get bulky enough later in the game, survive 1 to deal, to get a little bit faster, it's okay. Could be far worse. Dugong would be great against that Sandslash, but I want to get to the Pokemon Center before we battle anything else, just to get everybody kind of back up to speed here. Let me know in the comments too. I think I said this earlier, but it bears repeating. Let me know in the comments. How do things look? How do things sound? Can you hear me all right? Can you hear the gameplay all right? Is one or the other too loud? Are they both too loud? Am I just shouting? It's a lot of background noise. I live by a major trucking route. A lot of traffic behind me, literally behind me. And this is a wall. There's no green screen. This isn't blurred. I know I need something more fun. I'll figure that out. I promise. But I just really want to get something up. I really want to try this because what is the harm? Um, so, but we'll get some of that done. But let me know in the comments. What do you guys want to see? What do you guys want to know? What do you want to talk about? There's a lot of random things I can talk about. I am a huge fan of a lot of things, Marvel movies. This is awesome. Baltoy, ground type, psychic type. We're getting some good type diversity here in these encounters. This is catchable. This should not. We should be able to tackle this 2 or 3 times, 4 times. I might leech seed this. I'm gonna leech seed this. We'll put it on the timer. Let's go. But this could be really good on the team too, especially early game. We might get some more broken encounters later on. But there have been times where you do one of these and you get like 17 legendaries and you pick up master balls, and other times you're like, I can't catch anything. So I think this will be fun, especially early on. We get a ground type, gives us an electric immunity, so we don't have to risk using motor drive on Seal. Good against electric, good against steel, good against poison. And like I said, catchable. That's the big thing right now. We just want Mons that we can catch so we can grow. Right? The measure of a good trainer is taking anyone. Look at that. Boom. 4 Pokeballs, 2 Pokemon so far. We'll take that. A Baltoy to the team. Obviously, Baltoy becomes Claydol later in life. So if you can't figure out where I'm going with this, my nicknames for Claydol and Baltoy. Aiken, after Clay Aiken, not really familiar with Clay Aiken's work so much, just think it's a fitting name, so shout out to Clay Aiken. If you're watching, Clay, why? How? Thank you. I appreciate you being here. But I just think it's a good name for a Claydol. Clay Aiken, Doll. Could do something with Doll too, I suppose, but like Doll House maybe. If you are new to me as a human being. I am a huge fan of pretty much anything and everything that has to do with Buffy and anything spun off from Buffy or including people that were in Buffy. So Dollhouse probably would be a good reference to Eliza Dushku, aka Faith in Buffy and Angel. Again, let me know what you guys want to talk about because I can talk about Buffy all day. I can talk about football. I can talk about baseball. I can talk about hockey, basketball. Uh, I can talk about MCU. Whatever you guys want to hear us talk about, let me know. It won't be as fun in this format, but once we get going and we start having some live streams and stuff like that, um, more interaction with you, it'll be even more fun. So let me know what you guys want to talk about. Um, right now, we're just training up a little bit because we're about to run into some trainers. Uh, really would like a couple extra levels on Zombie, maybe Venus. I guess I'll probably train mostly between episodes, but not going to do a ton of it right now, but I need to do a little bit, see what we can do here. I would love to get Bulbasaur another move, but I think it's level 10. I think it's level 10. How much does confusion do to us? 6. So quick math says we can take 3 more, not counting a crit. Perfect. Don't really want to risk Bulbasaur or Venus, but like I said, I'd love to get a stab grass move on him. Just because that will help things out here, but we're level 8. I know that we're going to be over leveled for the first couple of trainer battles. We want to get some more mons. We're about 42 minutes in. I want to keep this relatively short, but I also want to give you some content, like show you actually some of the gameplay stuff. So we might run a little bit longer than our 45-minute initial game plan, but it's for the content, right? I was just about to say, let's see if we can get through this patch of grass without encountering anything. Nope. First step into the grass, boom, Vespiquen. No worries, we can get away from Vespiquen. Awesome. So there's 3 trainers we're going to face here. We'll try to get 2 more encounters, and then we will wrap this episode up, the first ever episode. Thank you so much for being in on the ground floor with me. And if you are coming back and watching this later in life, how much better have we gotten, or are we still this kind of, why is he doing this? What is he doing? Um, let us know in the comments. But seriously, for those of you watching right now, appreciate you joining us. Appreciate you. Give me a chance. Um, let's see what we can make of this. We are in this together. No pressure, but you're in this with me now. So help me out. Help make this better. Singing is not ideal because we're gonna go to sleep. Hopefully for not too long. But could be worse. At least we got the lead sheet up first. It'd be nice if the paralysis came in once or twice and a double slap only hit 2 times instead of 5. That's okay. That's okay. Not super duper worried about Delcatty. Doing a lot. We still got a couple potions. We can switch out. Can lower our attack. Oh no, fell in love. So we might not even be able to attack. That's great. At least we got the leech sheet up. That'll make this easier. Again, no paralysis. Ooh. We do not want critical hit double slaps, especially 2 of them. Please don't do that again. In fact, what would be ideal right now is if you could get paralyzed on this turn. And if we could wake up. So what? Delcatty's been paralyzed for, I think, 4 or 5 turns and not missed yet. So I think here is one of those we have to play smarter than we did before, because 5 times might only be 5, but 5 crits, right? We don't want to deal with that. Let's potion up. Let's be safe. Better safe than sorry. We don't want to lose our Venusaur when it matters most. No paralysis again. And the crit. See? 2 crits. Yeah. It did exactly 9. We would have died on that turn if it weren't for healing up. Please hit. All right. Trainer 1 down, but this should get us to level 9. Ooh, Vine Whip. I thought it was level 10. Level 9 is even better. We take that. Oh, I meant to say no, misclicking, whatever. All right. We're healed enough. I think we get a leech sheet off here on this. Paddle, we've got Vine Whip now. Feel pretty confident. I say that, and then we get a Beedrill. I think we're okay still. I mean, could technically go into Zombie and Icy Wind it. Interestingly enough, Bug is not. Ice type isn't super effective against Bug, but it is super effective against Fly, which Beedrill is, even though it doesn't really learn anything flying wise. So then it's a bit of a risk because of Fury Attack. Zombie's pretty low in terms of like HP, still a low level. But if it only does 1 at a time here, no crits, we could be alright. And Zombie's going to benefit from the Leech Seed. I said that Beedrill's Bug and Flying. I think it's actually Bug and Poison, and I'm just an idiot. But we'll drop the speed. So this is all good things here. Would have been nice to have gotten the attack there because I think the Leech Seed would have killed the Beedrill afterward. Maybe not, but I think we're okay. I mean, a crit right now takes us out, but as long as this doesn't, okay, I was gonna say as long as this doesn't crit, and I was wrong. This is not going to kill the Beedrill here, but we outspeed. Let's headbutt because I think that's better accuracy. There we go. Beedrill's down. Zombie gets level 3. Yeah. So now we're at least on par. Carnivine. We're weak to grass, but ice is super effective against grass. I don't think we one shot, but if we can 2-shot, I don't know that Carnivine has a grass move. If it does, then I totally misplayed this, especially after the growth. Bind. Okay. I would think if it had a grass move, it would have gone for it right there. The bind's going to do some residual. If we can get a crit right here, that'd be phenomenal. We could take out the Carnivine. No such luck. Bind. I think we should live through this minus a crit. As long as we don't miss, we can go heal up at the Pokemon Center. And that should get Zombie to at least level 4. Nicely done. Level 5. Even better. Can we get level 6? Nah, not quite. It's alright. We'll take that. That is good stuff right there. And we will heal up our Pokemon. We are at the 50-minute mark. I want to give you guys some more encounters because I think that would be fun. But I also don't want to keep you here for a full hour or more on this first episode. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take on that one more trainer. We'll wrap it up there for today. We got a bunch of encounters for tomorrow. 3 eggs, 2 more roots right here, Sprout Tower. I think that makes the most sense just for time. I mean, it doesn't help that every patch of grass we're hitting right now, we're getting a Pokemon encounter, but it's all good. It is all good. I think Vespiquen is bug and flying, and that might be where I was confusing Beedrill there for a minute. Beedrill is bug and poison, I believe. I wanted to avoid the grass. That's on me. It's on me. All right. I would typically run away, but I'm pretty sure we can one-shot a Bonsly. Yeah. Bonsly? Pretty sure we can one-shot that thing with our Vine Whip now, so might as well get the experience. All right, let's do this trainer. Let's see how long this takes. If we can get another encounter or two before the hour mark, we're at 51-ish minutes. We'll do it. But I want to cap at an hour. I want to be fair to everybody. We'll cap at an hour uh, for episode 1, and then we'll try to keep it to 30-45 going forward. Again, it would be nice to be able to get a leech seed off on this, but we can't, so that's okay. We can Vine Whip it. I don't think it's going to do as much as Tackle. It's pretty much the same. I think Tackle's the way to go. Well, that's not fun. That's not nice of Fangula to do that. I still think our tackle kills. And we're going to get to level 10. I mean, I guess it. Ooh. Monferno might have a fighting type move, which would really hurt us right now because Zombie's weak to fighting and Venus is weak to fire. Or Zombie will just headbutt it, flinch it, and then headbutt it again for the win, and we won't have to worry about the Monferno. That could not have gone better. And we get Zombie up a little bit, even more. At least 6. All right. So we can definitely get at least one more encounter here. Ooh. For the first patch without an encounter. So we will do rock or rock tunnel, dark cave, dark cave. Rock tunnels Gen 1. So it'll be later. All right. Dark cave encounter. Give me something good and catchable. Nose pass. Not bad. Not like the best ever, but we won't complain. We'll put the timer on with the leech seed. Catchable. Rock and eventually rock and steel. We cannot hit it with a vine whip because that would definitely one shot this thing. And tackle's not going to do a lot. I say that, and tackle did a lot more than I was expecting. I thought that might have been a crit. It wasn't. That's okay. Leech Seed's going to help us out. We're already about half health. Decent catch rate on this thing, I think. We got 19 Pokeballs. We'll throw 4 or 5. See what we can do. Should be catchable. Boom. First ball. That's what we like to see. Call me first ball Bassy, baby. All right. So Nose Pass, my long standing. I think since the beginning of Nose Pass. Groucho. Because if you don't know who Groucho Marx is, you gotta go look him up. The Marx brothers, nothing to do with Karl Marx or anything like that, but the comedian troupe, the Marx brothers, phenomenal. Groucho Marx is like the little glasses and the mustache, the nose and the mustache. That little outfit is a Groucho Marx kind of ripoff. That's what Probopass gets. So Groucho. This makes sense to me. And I'm going to go up here. I'm going to grab this item because we're in Dark Cave. Once we grab this item, we really don't ever have to come back to Dark Cave for anything. Unless we want to like hunt for some items and see if we can get something broken later, we can come back. But really, that's all we need to do in Dark Cave. This is working out well. 55 minutes. Let's get one more encounter. And let's see. I'll grab this item. Maybe it's a Master Ball and we hit a legendary. Of course not. That would be great. We'll save this trainer battle. Let's get this encounter and then we'll wrap this up. This is working out perfectly to fit in about an hour. It is a shift tree. It is dark. It is grass. We will take the dark typing more than the grass typing right now because Bulbasaur is a great grass type. But dark type can't be hit by psychic. We will definitely take one of these. It's fully evolved. It's already got Razor Leaf too. That's not bad. High crit ratio. We're grass type. We resist. I was not expecting a crit. That's okay. We're doing well. This is actually super effective against like the entire rest of our team too. So this is where we're gonna get it. This is as low of a health bar as we're gonna get on Shift Tree here. So let's start throwing some Pokeballs. Okay, maybe not first Balbassi anymore, but maybe not any Balbassi. Shift Tree doesn't want to join the team. That is their decision. We have to respect that, right? No means no. Doesn't want to be on the team. So we're gonna wrap it up right here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you for watching the first ever episode of anything uploaded to YouTube. My first ever recording of a Pokemon Nuzlocke. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you guys will check it out. If you did, hit like, hit subscribe so you know when this goes up. Leave me some comments what you want to see different. Tell me again, audio, all that kind of stuff. But thank you so much for watching. 58 minutes or whatever this has been, almost an hour of power. We appreciate you. I hope you guys have a great day. And remember, be kind to yourself, kind to others.